We are tWoTcast, episode 397.
No, he doesn't. No. Okay. All right, everyone, shut the up. Let's ready to record.
We like to start every show by yelling, "We are tWoTcast." Can you do that with me? On the count of 1, 2, 3, go. We are tWoTcast. Now we can start.
The Wheel of Time, reread podcast, explicit in R, freaking rated. Jono's the wild card, always talking shit. Joe's the straight man, he's a total dick. Tom is still obsessed with X-Men.
Previously on X-Men.
We are
You're listening to tWoTcast or watching tWoTcast. Wheel of Time reread podcast, now covering the Wheel of Time books. Holy shit, who knew there was such a thing? I'm Jono, with me is Joe.
Hey, Jono.
Tom.
Study your math. I mean,
And
technically,
we are
the
from
DM.
Val Lucas traveling elephant penis.
What's wrong? I mean, the D&D is from the books. There's a book.
Yeah, we did book stuff. Jono,
Book stuff.
That's
I've been doing book stuff with
the
my
Kama
wife
Sutra.
all week.
It's based on the books. It's all book related. Everything is book related.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Right next to my computer is, of course.
Why is The Kiss by Gustav Klimt on the cover?
We
Hey,
should.
I used to scare. I haven't seen
Isn't
him in forever.
that one of your wife's best friend, Gustav Klimt?
that could be
Yeah,
a
Gustav
title.
Klimt. Yeah.
That could be a title of one of the Wheel Time books.
Why then? Why?
It is
why
the
not?
something of. It is the something of something.
The
Yeah.
Hunt for Red October.
Mm-hmm.
Gustav Klimt.
The something of something.
There's something of something.
Yeah.
The Cunt of Cocktober.
No, that doesn't work.
Oh.
Let's do the
Yeah.
Hunt of Red October. The Hunt of Red October works. That's great. That's a bestseller right there. She gets happy to do a X-Men theme song style.
That's it.
Just
Yeah,
na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
we gotta mix in some upbeat intros once in a while.
I don't know if there's any more upbeat than her actual intro right now, because all it does is make me
The
just
original
kind of-
one was more upbeat, but I like the X-Men reference, so I always play that one.
Jed, did I tell you that the first time I started watching the animated series, like to get ready for the '97 release or whatever, so I was playing a lot in the house. Lindsay had never seen it before. She's like, "Is this just a ripoff of that Whitney Houston song?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "I'm your baby tonight." You know that song? And now I can't not hear it. It's there all the time. I've
I don't
given
know.
you
What-
everything. I've given you
Does it really match though?
It really kind of does a little bit, enough that you can hear it if somebody points it out.
I'm gonna have to listen to it and just keep X-Men in mind while I do.
Yeah, it's not perfect, but
The cunts on her red October. Thank you, Peach.
That's
Also
disgusting.
known as how I got my Red Wings.
Again,
Some good comments already. We haven't even started.
well, it's gonna be a tame show. It sounds like it's weird that there's not more women in our audience, considering
all the non-horrible things you say.
you can't be
Exactly.
sure they're not all women. It's the internet. You can fake that.
That's true.
That's true. There's
I
a good
s-
chance.
I assume
Tom,
that-
did I show you? Did I show you this?
assume
I
they're
don't
all
think I
women.
don't feel like I ever showed you this or showed it on the show. That is. Did I show you
saw
that?
it, on Twitter. I saw
We
it on-
won a major award, Tom.
It doesn't look like a major.
We're heroes of the Horn,
Yes.
Wait, is that official?
which I heard
Yes.
was
Yeah.
code for like we're the assholes that whine at them all the time. So they gave us an award to shut us up.
I mean, does that
it's true or
mean
not.
Does that mean when we die, we'll come back?
That's 100%.
I mean, when the horn is sounded. When the horn is sounded, yeah.
Odds are at least.
Can't believe I tried to drunkenly set that back up.
It worked just great.
That wasn't going to work out.
I think it worked just great.
Work out.
Hey, boys, you want to do this thing that we're doing?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's called Getting Loaded in the Wheel of Time tier list.
I instantly thought the second you shit that I was like, what an interesting picture of the Last Supper. Why?
It's Rand and Matt and Darren in the corner drinking with strangers from the Two Rivers.
Is that a painting?
Yeah, Emmons Field.
I just colored it weird. So it's a little brighter and
like a filter.
Yeah.
We don't really call
On
it
Snapchat?
No, it's on Adobe Illustrator and or Photoshop. But
seems like something that would lend itself to a lot of innuendo.
Snapchat. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it was called that for a reason. Right?
Snapchat.
You guys ready to dive into this? You guys want to talk
Love
about
it.
this moment?
I'm excited. I'm very excited to talk about the books proper, and not just 1, 2, or 3, 4, 5, but fucking all. Because
I guess on that note, this is a spoiler warning because we're going to talk about basically anything that might have happened in the books. So if you haven't read the books,
that involves drinking.
Yeah, but I mean that could be book 14. You know, they don't know. We don't know.
The final book was a drinking contest, like Indiana Jones, and Raiders of the Lost Ark style.
I mean, it is. That's what happens. That's what happened.
Yeah. It makes sense. It was written by Mormon. It sounds like it's going to be a drinking thing.
That guy does grab that hot gold coin and then scar his palm.
Very Home Alone style. Very Home Alone style.
I'm just saying. Think about it. Is it a heron on that coin? I don't know. I never really got a good look at it.
It's a heron or a big egg.
You guys come back when the horn plays the brown note.
Oh.
So someone shit? Someone takes sharts? Farts? Is it a whistling sound? Is it a blown out a noose?
What year is that South Park episode from?
How do you get a horn sound from an anus?
That's got to be from like the late 90s.
Joe, to get a horn sound from an anus, you first have to play the skin flute going out the other way. And then you have the bagpipes here.
Gotcha.
Right.
We need somebody to Google that.
What year the brown sound was?
Yeah. I can't Google it. I'm on a show. I'm performing right now. I'm doing my art.
We are the talent, yeah.
To focus my instrument right now, which is my mind.
I was gonna say, I mean, before we really get into like, obviously, Jono and Tom and I are professionals, and we know everything there is to know about these books. But feel free, chat, to jump in and be like, hey, here's a moment you forgot about, you idiots, you drunken idiots. You drunk.
We didn't forget anything. If we don't name the moment, it's because we didn't think it was worthy of inclusion.
Yeah, or because it's worthy of inclusion on a tier list, Tom, because you just put it on the bottom tier.
Or maybe we thought that we should leave some for the audience to pick out so they would feel like they were part of things.
Audience,
however you want to phrase it.
The point is, we didn't forget.
Feel free to add in some ideas. We came up with like about 15 of them. So like, but all right.
All right. So let's explain what Sapkadef means.
Sapkadef is everyone knows what a tier list is, Tom.
I want to hear Tom's explanation of Sapkadef.
Should I blend this up a little bit? How's that?
Yeah.
Not too much.
Tom, what's Sapkadef?
Suck ass balls cunt dick every Friday.
Oh man, that's good. That is good.
Again, our combined age is 120 plus, and that made me so fucking happy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
all
what
right.
it said.
Yeah.
These are in no particular order. Let's start with I mean these again. I've numbered them just so I could keep track of them. It's not again.
I
It's
love that
not
they're
in order,
numbered,
but-
but in no particular order. Yeah.
well, it's numbered in the order that you typed them out and gave them to me, but it's in
That's
no
the order-
particular order.
We'll discuss them.
Let's do
Yeah.
it. Well, that's what I was going to say. Not necessarily. It's just really more to keep track of them as they filter through the list.
Why don't you
Um,
try to pick one that's an F first, and then one that's
Oh.
a C, and then one that's an S, so we can get a baseline of where things go.
Okay. Interesting.
A B line, a butt line,
All right.
balls.
Let's do number 7. The maidens get Rand drunk. do you guys think
Yeah.
Where do you think that guy goes?
I think that is a B. It's
Yeah,
fun.
that's definitely a
Alright.
ball. Yeah,
It's fun,
I
but
fully
fun
agree
but
with that.
short.
that's what
Okay.
they call me. So,
Yeah, that's short.
should we give context on this? Because this is what happened.
Yeah, no, yeah, dude,
Yeah, we're not
definitely
just gonna
talk about it.
we're not just gonna put them
We
all
need to
in place
discuss
and
it.
be
Yeah,
We'll
like,
rip through them all in a
true.
minute.
Yeah. So this is the end of Shadow Rising when
Mhm.
Rand is like, he's the maidens are now kind of like slowly trying to meet him. They think he's trying to flirt with Avienda, if I recall.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
he goes into whatever their hold was for that night, and they like each have one drink with Rand. Problem is, there's like 30 of them and one Rand, maybe more than 30. So that man gets blitzed, and then they tickle him to death while he's naked, as you do.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Is that
I
a-
struggle to put this at B.
What do you want?
I think. I mean, Tom said. I think it's more of a C. Tom said like pick something that's a C and an F, and so we can get kind of a baseline. That's why I was like, well, what about this one? Because I think it's more of C. Do you feel like it's a B?
Who said B?
Did you both say
or
B?
Tom? I didn't say anything.
Tom did. Tom did.
Oh,
Tom said
well,
B.
I'll give it a B simply because it's one of the very few minutes. Rand Althor gets drunk. Moments, not minutes. B, yourself. C, I guess A2 and D here. It's also like very fun, right? It's like really like when does Rand actually have fun? And the maidens at this point don't
That
fucking
is-
hate
that
him
is-
as they will in a
That is fun. He does get pretty fucking loaded too. So it's like in terms of drunkenness, like if that's part of our judgment scale, like he's very drunk.
Yeah, and B is just a good chance that they were indeed trying to cleanse his taint, which is why they tickled him.
Yeah. You know what's so
Which is a good
funny?
cleansing.
Like, by the way, commenters, by the way, like I'm so used to doing tWoTcast and just like flashing your comments up on the screen and then putting them away. Like I forget that we have time now to like discuss your thoughts. So by all means, comment away. Or maybe I'm just making that up. I don't know. You said
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, it was a lot. It wasn't like 100. How many was it, Jono? Was it 100? Was it 72? How many maidens?
I think it was fewer than that. I think it was like maybe 3 fewer than that. What would that number be?
69.
Yeah, it's about right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you say B and
Uh,
Tom says B and I say C, then I guess we're leaving it at B.
Yeah, it was 2 B's. Just
Yeah,
like you
it's
want
two-
2 B's and a C.
It's 2 B's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You definitely want 2 B's and a C.
It's very mature.
Sorry, I had to cough.
Yeah,
Um,
it's all right.
All right. Let me think of an F or something that
Should we start? Should we wait for Tom to give any sort of opinion, or just say fuck him because he's a dick?
Yeah, he'll be back in a second.
Yeah, fuck him. He's a dick.
Um.
What about number 4?
All right, let's
number
go.
4, I
Let's go.
apologize.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Let's go opposite. I'm going to go with something that I think is fucking the best ever, and it's Tom drinking himself to death in Tarvalon when Matt finds him. I want to say S, but I'm hovering between S and A
Well, tell me your why. It's an A, man.
because it's fucking amazing.
So yeah, why is it amazing? Because like, there's 2 ways. To, like, one of them, he's kind of suicidal and wants to die, and the other one is like, this is actually some amazing fucking thing here.
Interesting point. I guess I love it because it's. You're right. He does it. I think because I guess I'm judging it on how drunk he was because he was fucking drunk. Like he had no
That's
idea
true.
what was going
Yeah,
on.
that's a good
So
point.
like that's a high that's a bar that I feel like is necessary in this game. But
Good at it though.
But yeah, he's so good at getting drunk. I think that's what it is. I think like before Matt fucked with him, even though he was drinking himself to death and it's depressing and horrible on multiple levels, he was just having a really good time.
So that's the thing that you missed.
Yeah.
I think it was going to be a long time before he drank himself to death. I think those girls were more worried.
Right, but Tom, so Tom, what you missed is I'm struggling putting this at S or A. I'm like, I put it at A for now, but like, I'd like to hear what you guys think.
It's not an S for me. I don't even know. If it's
Okay. All right, so what do you
I'll
think?
go with an. Yeah, Tom.
I don't know, B or C, I guess. I don't like it more than I like the maidens getting ran drunk.
Okay, so it's at least equivalent.
And move it right back because I'm going to go with an A.
All right, double A.
Two A's and a B. To me, I fucking hate the fact that this man's trying to drink himself to death. Because obviously he's all fucked up from what happened in Carrigan with what's her name dying and then having to start a regicide and civil war as you do. But the upshot here, because that's what we call, is A, he's getting really fucking drunk with some ladies who look like there's a good chance they want to suck his ball sack, which is S, B, and S again. So it averages kind of in there at that A.
Right. Right.
Secondly, this begins one of the best like buddy duos for a long time, which is Matt and Tom together. Like this is some of the best shit in the entire series.
I think that's maybe why I put it so high. I think that's why I put it high.
That's fair enough. And he gets really fucking
the
drunk.
bond they have.
Yeah,
You don't want to hear. You don't want to talk about that here.
We don't want to talk about it here. It's called Two Brothers. It's just called Two Brothers. All right. Let's bring it down to something. I don't know. Maybe low. All right. Well, let's do a show one. Oh yeah. All right. We'll do Elaine takes Vannon's alcohol. Where do you guys want to put that?
F.
How dare you? You know what I mean?
What's the name in it? I heard the name Elaine.
Oh yeah, Elaine. Elaine fucking sucks. Like all the balls.
Yeah, Friday. This is.
I was sending you guys a text. So that was.
But Vannon's very drunk though.
Sure.
I want to push it up to an E.
Vannon's not drunk here. Vannon doesn't drink that much.
No, he. What are you talking about? He's like getting shit faced, isn't he?
I don't recall that at all.
What's the criteria? Is it how drunk you get?
Well, that's the thing. Like the criteria is pretty open ended, Tom.
Yeah.
And does everybody involved in the card need to be drunk or?
Not necessarily. It's about the main topic, the main subject of the card, I'd say.
So, audience, feel free to push, put some thoughts in here. But
Elaine's existence makes it an F. Ayush. I can't agree. I can't agree more. You know what? No, you know what? Elaine's there.
Tom wasn't trying to drink himself to death. He was trying to get killed and came in by the guards, and he was going to be drunk when it happened.
Well, he was at Tarvalon at that point, though.
Yeah, he's in Tarvalon, which had nearly the same, considering that Elida was there.
He had run far enough away to survive. He was just emotionally obliterated from the death of his apprentice woman that he was fucking. You know,
I just refuse to believe Tom could die by drinking. I think he could have done it forever.
There's a good chance. Apparently that's a namesake thing. The Toms can do that for a while.
I mean, he was still good enough to perform, like,
yeah,
sexually. Wasn't it?
There's a good chance. What do you think?
I mean, I know he was like fondling women and falling asleep drunk, but I mean, like, how much was he really doing? Was he getting hard?
You
think Tom was getting hard?
Play the flute and tell a story wasted, and then just sit and just get even more drunk, and you're somehow some sort of thirst trap to everybody that works in the bar.
All right, well, let's go with number 5 because it's a good moment of Elaine being the one that's drunk and Elaine's on the card, but it's not enough for me. This is like really
Do
high
you want
tier
to
for
talk
me.
more about Elaine's and Vanden's bottle, or are we good with that because she fucking just ruined a good man?
No, Elaine
Like,
ruins
that's-
everything, and she sucks, and we moved on. No,
But
but
it's
number all right, number 5.
My problem with this is that if you do the first half, it's top tier. Them getting drunk
Yeah.
together and becoming best friends is amazing.
Yes.
That could have been 2 separate cards, but since you put it together, I think it's a B.
Well, no. So the caveat is that Elaine by proxy gets drunk because Brigitte's so drunk,
I
and
know.
that to me is hilarious.
I think
But
that's
Matt and
I love
Brigitte
it.
getting drunk together could have been separate from Elaine also gets drunk in this situation. But since
Oh
you
yeah, fair enough. All right, yeah, but this is a combined moment because it's the same moment though.
I this is S tier shit to me. One of my favorite things.
I feel like it's S tier.
Yeah,
I
it's
think it would
really
be
damn
S tier.
funny. It's really damn funny. It's really funny because like you've got like Matt and Brigitte together are
I
two of
guess
my
it does
favorite
make
characters
Elaine look
that-
stupid.
Yeah,
It does make Elaine look
it's Matt and Brigitte, which is just the best, getting drunk, and then Elaine by proxy getting drunk and like making a fool of herself in front of people is the best Elaine moments you can get, I think. Yeah.
And she's kind of being a bitch a little bit to Nynaeve and others, and they're looking at her askance like, "What? I think Nynaeve even remarks like, has she been like just sneaking into the bathroom to go like chug a beer? Like what the fuck's going on in there?"
You know
Like,
what
how
else?
much wine did she have?
We have to
Yeah.
give Matt and Brigitte, put Matt and Brigitte in the S level because Elaine ruins everything. We can't allow her to ruin this too.
Yeah, thank you. There we go.
I think it's so. It's
You let Elaine
it's
ruin
interesting.
it's the terrorist win.
This is the opposite of Elaine ruining something. This is Elaine getting ruined by somebody else, and that's why that's why it's S tier to me.
Which, by the way, is going to come into play later on, and I love that as a reference or a euphemism.
So do I.
Let's. Well, I mean, okay. You know what? You know what? We're gonna be. You know what I realized? Our opinions aren't gonna vary very much.
Hold on. Let's make some.
I mean, they are a little bit.
We've only
Yeah.
done 4 of these. We're a quarter of the way fucking done, and we're 20 minutes in. So, like, what's
We've disagreed on almost
We're
all.
not a
of them,
quarter. I have 15, Jono.
Except the
we're not
B
a-
You've done
category.
4. What's 4 times 4? It's 16.
John, don't try to slow it down. We're only going to get slower the more we drink.
Yeah. I want to yell about this shit then, because I want to talk about how awesome it is. Because in that fucking like when Matt and Brigitte get together, like Matt's all of a sudden speaking multiple, not just like old tongue, but multiple fucking different dialects of it, accents and all that. And
Real quick,
like,
let's.
it's-
Beej, I have that on the list. But if you can think of
Yeah.
something else, by all
Yeah, please
means,
help.
give me more. Give me more.
'Cause
I have
we
that
kind of-
one.
we kind of
Yeah.
forgot about the entire show.
I did shove the show out of my memory. So like, if you guys have more show ones, by all means, give me those. And then Wyatt mentions it. Hopefully, we don't. We're gonna talk about it anyway. Sorry,
Yeah.
Jonah. Continue.
That's all right. So that to me, like that is a combination that I wanted more throughout the entirety of the series. Is Matt and Brigitte getting
Mhm.
together, like just because they have so much shit to talk about. Like everything that Brigitte mentions that's kind of a past memory. Everyone else is kind of like, "What the fuck's that about?" It's like, it doesn't matter. But Matt's the only one who can actually tease it out and actually talk about it because he's been there for most of it. And
Yeah,
so
he's,
I
or at
wanted
least he has enough context to be like, it's okay if you talk to me because I kind of
Yeah.
get what you're talking about, you know, at the very least.
It
But
sucks that
yeah,
when
it's
separate,
good.
like,
You're right. I wish there was more of it. Go ahead, Tom.
Tom?
it's a shame that once they separate, that's kind of it. Like they don't.
Yeah, yeah.
I think there's one more scene later on, like maybe 1 or 2, but they're not in that same like. You don't
No,
get the
because
full
she's
context,
like
you
once
don't
she
get the full
becomes like
conversation.
captain of the guard with Elaine, like it kind of starts to ruin it all. Or not
That's
ruin it, but like, oh, it's almost like her involvement with Elaine ruins her.
long term. It's like a paid and fame thing. Like slowly, just kind of like erodes her character. Well, that's too bad.
She is one of the coolest characters, and then you're just like, oh, let's be friends. She's like, oh, Elaine's my ride or die. I'm like, why? Gross.
Fuck off.
All right, let's talk about the one that they mentioned. Minute.
You have 20.
No, I made extra in case the chat. I have 15. The chat chimes in. I want to be able to type quickly.
That one's an F for me.
Minimet and
it's an F.
Tarvalon dungeon getting drunk.
E. E. Tom,
Okay.
tell us why it's an F.
Because I don't remember it happening. Did it happen? I didn't read that.
All right. Fair enough.
We're just putting. Are we putting? Should I have looked up more fan fiction to add?
Yeah. Yeah, you should have.
Yeah.
There's that one where
I put it as an E because I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So but it's the show, so like I can only give it so high, you know.
Yeah. So I'll go with an E. So bump that up because that's 2 E's
All
to
right.
1 F.
Yeah, I think it's an E for me.
That's an every. No Friday for us. But I there's both are correct, right? The fact that it's the show, so it's kind of not quite for me all the time. I did like this scene with Matt and Min, but it also was nonsensical as fuck. And then it got even more so once we find out that, spoiler for the show, Min's a plant by Leandrin.
But Alzheimer's.
Leandrism and it just kind of like, oh, so you've now put a giant.
Yeah, but they do become friends over the season.
They're not supposed. I supposed to be, but I want random.
Yeah.
Damn it!
let's do it.
That's why it's an E, Jono.
That's an F. It's a hard F.
Oh shit! Are you down to F now, Jono?
No, I'm still at E.
Okay,
Although I am
alright.
down to. I'm DTF. But that's an E.
Okay.
Again, I don't want to shit all of the show. There's certain things that they did.
It
well.
leads to speculation that Matt and Min are fucking. Are they?
So
Does
that
it?
technically would be an F. But in this case, we'll leave it at an E.
It leads to speculation that Matt and Min are Friday.
Why Min said it gets ruined when Elaine gets preggers? Is in reference to the Brigitte conversation earlier? I assume.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just Matt and men getting ruined. No, but that's not incorrect necessarily. Although that's more of a exacerbant, which
Mm-hmm.
the fun term to
Oh
say.
no.
What?
We should do.
Are you disappointed in his grammar?
No, I just realized we should do this one with just things that Elaine does, because Elaine getting pregnant, everything else she does whenever she's pregnant is top tier. Top tier garbage.
Oh man, if I really combed through the books and like made a hardcore list of like every Elaine moment that I despised, they'd all be S tier.
I mean, we can do that because we have that list already. It exists. We have so many nominations from the Twatties.
So we have done a lot of work, as everyone in the
That's
audience
true.
knows,
That's
to
true.
kind of lay out our next 6 probably years worth of shows. And there's a possibility that's on the tier list that we would be doing. I can't remember where that is.
Are we taking a commercial break?
Trying to put something on in the background, and I was like, "This."
Do you see my face? Oh my god!
You guys want to hear it? You guys want to hear something else?
Let's do
This
some
one's
light
called
background
"Feeding the
music.
Ducks."
Smooth jazz. That doesn't fit with what we're doing. The other one was better.
What about acoustic cinematic?
No.
That's like a waiting.
No,
you're like
no,
waiting.
it's a goddamn
You're on
show.
hold. You're on hold.
This show. What are you fucking doing?
I don't know. Just fucking around. Does it matter?
Yeah. What do we got next?
Okay. Well, let's
And
just do
also,
number one. Let's do the girls drink while Rand bones.
I want to go first.
All right. Well, the girls drinking while Rand and Elaine bone. The purpose of them drinking is to dull the bond, which I think is hilarious because they don't know. Like,
I don't think you wrote.
let's go
bone.
with.
I want to go first. I want to go unfettered because I realized while researching this, while possibly defecating today, that the most amazing joke is right there for Robert Jordan, or from Robert Jordan. The name of the chapter is A Lily in Winter. So obviously, lily is a type of flower.
Yeah.
And often they
Isn't
come.
that Elaine's house sigil?
Yeah.
And, so,
That's
and
correct.
obviously, winter is snowy, covered in white, and obviously, the emphasis here from Robert Jordan is, I want you to understand that Rand al'Thor has just decorated all over her
okay.
mound. Yeah,
Just bucaked?
Just no, that'd be on the face. But just all over her petals, if you will. And that to me.
Dole the bond and give Rand whiskey dick.
It's a great question, though, right? And that's another thing that makes this like it's a wonderful piece of questioning of like, so Rand's getting drunk. Or like if she's drinking or they're drinking, is Rand getting drunk vicariously?
That's really what that is, isn't it?
For sure.
Yeah.
The
Like
bond
Jono's
goes both
joke-
ways.
No,
We all know
I mean,
that.
I mean, Jono's joke is actually what he meant.
Cheers.
I guarantee it.
I'll email Alan Romanchuk.
Somebody get out. He won't know. That's classic. That has to be right.
Wyman Wilds. The other girls should have been really turned on and started fooling around with each other after a few drinks.
Should have.
It
happens.
It's not wrong. Because it's not just like the bond between Rand and the three individual women. They have also bonded with the Aiel like sister wife thing.
Yeah.
It's like a cross pollination bond going on.
It's orgasmic symmetry or synergy.
I need another explanation for that chapter title because I have a few books in my library that really make me think that is 100% why that's done.
I agree, Tom. What are some of the books?
Where's the book from?
Should I get one out?
Yeah.
Are we doing that now?
Oh yeah,
well, I'm not gonna get mine out.
We've ruined it. But people know. People know now. I think it's been long enough, right?
All
right, I'll leave it.
Let's get longer.
Yeah. Anyway, but there is technically one alternative, which is Rand leaves a lily in stasis.
What Tom is alluding to is that we have books in our library from Robert Jordan's library. That make that make sense. All right, Jono, where are you going to put it though? I mean, like we've heard your
man. That's fucking top tier. Like that is one of the most like. It's a great scene for Rand. Like we're all fucking happy. Elaine needs this. Like, although it technically we could put it as an F because it then ruins her. Because she gets pregnant and gets crazier.
Or the lily gets sloppy and it's an S.
Yeah. It's real sloppy. Like there's just like winter all over her lily. But that's all right.
All right, but the sexual aspect of it, although amazing, isn't technically what we're ranking, I guess.
No. It's the drinking that really adds the fucking flavor to it. It really makes it fun to me. Like I love one of the best characters in the entire books. Avienda, after she makes one joke about Avienda's toes, which is a foot fetish thing that I'm not into, but whatever. And Birgit, like think about like all the shit that goes on. We talked about the like cross synergy. Don't forget that Alana actually has to get the fuck out. Alana, like she mentions, like no idea what the fuck happened. If I remember correctly, she's just kind of like. Literally,
well, according to Beach, Alana is rubbing up against furniture in her tent.
I apologize. That's my bad. I've forgotten that. And that's the shit that happens there is just hilarious.
So if they're drunk and Elaine is drunk, it could be sloppy ass bitches cunt does embryo fertilize. I can't figure out the D.
It does. It does. It's fine for me.
Oh my god. I'm glad I was muted. I was laughing, but I was also hacking my lungs out.
So many people just turned this off.
Girls drink while Rand bones. Yeah, I agree, Jono. It's an S for me. That's top tier. That's top tier. You're talking about getting drunk in the Wheel of Time, which happens way more often than you would think. But like this specific situation is like multiple people getting drunk to try to not feel Rand boning somebody else is spectacular. And then just the idea of maybe Rand getting drunk and getting whiskey dick. Thank you, Beach. Off of that. But it's fucking hilarious. It's just amazing. It's amazing on some level, so many levels. Tom, you're keeping it at S?
Yeah, just for the implications of everything around it. Maybe not even necessarily the scene.
It's about the implication, Tom.
The implication.
If you're, somebody besides Min and Abby and just sitting around watching them get drunk while that's going on, it's got to be pretty entertaining.
Yeah. Although, in fairness, it should
be
like
having it's like having a vibrator app, except in watching somebody be, you know what I mean? It's like crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, the chapter title alone.
That's a hell of an app, right? I that's like realistically, like all you do is just someone like whoever's not in a bad mood, go fuck Rand, and then all three of them have an orgasm, presumably, assuming Rand's got his work done. And then they're all in a better mood together. Like this could be a really good cathartic thing for everyone. Maybe cathartic. Just
I wish we had saved that one maybe for for later.
Everything else is gonna fucking just suck compared to that.
If you're bonded to three other people, what percentage of the day is at least one person masturbating? Like a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
What percentage of the day?
I don't know, 15.
A fucking 16-year-old boy, and it's like all over.
I mean, it's a lot.
They're like, wait till they're 18. That's why. Yeah.
Oh, Wyman Wild said it should drop down one because it's what got Elaine pregnant.
I said that earlier.
Nah, it's fine. I think it's fine.
But yeah, it's worth it in the S category.
I'm in agreement with Wyatt Man Wilds, but if you're SS and I'm A, it doesn't matter. It's standard S.
You should do SAS. You don't want to
Jono said it's worth it in the S, and I was just like, I bet Elaine thought it was worth it in the S once everybody got her wasted.
It's definitely worth it in the S.
She's like, yeah, why not? Let's try it.
All right, let's do let's do a couple dark scenes. Death by Brandy. Joachim Carradine.
Joe, you go first because.
Where do I rank Death by Brandy?
Yeah.
First of all, it's
that's of course
it's an amazing scene, and he's definitely drunk. So Joachim Carradine, it's basically he's basically in the stocks, but like just getting funneled a barrel of brandy. Like, what's happening?
Yeah, it's raw brandy, so it's not the great stuff, right?
Yeah,
it's after several. I think this is like book 8, right? Where like he has failed multiple times. His whole family's been butchered.
So the path that led him here is that one of his family members died every month until it was left to just him, which means all of his family is dead.
Yeah, by Mirador, I'll never forget. Like one of the most enduringly fucked up is like at like a cousin's wedding, a Mirador just trotted off with her while she was about to get married, like one of his cousins, and then presumably deflowered the shit out of her. She was wearing white. Because that's what Mirador really do.
I don't know. Let's tackle that aspect.
I don't know where
the Mirador fucking do. That's the torture that they are awful.
Did the in-laws counts? Maybe, probably.
But like it's like this is some dark fucking stuff the entire way. And then he's outlived his usefulness. No more family, no more in-laws, and he is strapped to like you said, the stocks with a giant fucking not giant, just a keg of fucking brandy.
He's basically getting funneled brandy until he dies.
Fucked up.
I mean, it's kind of amazing on one level.
Yeah,
it's how I want to die. Yeah. Whiskey instead.
I don't know if that's how I want to
Wait. Does he mean he wants it to be whiskey instead, or he wants whiskey? Because I think it's just good.
Well, it depends
Well,
on the
I
bar,
think he
Tom. Some bars have good well whiskey.
You really think so?
Um,
If they say what kind of whiskey you want, and you say, well, you think it's good?
it depends on the bar.
Wellers.
It's the
It's
cheapest
Wellers.
whiskey on the planet Earth.
Get it? Depends on the bar. Death by Brandy. I'm gonna put. Fuck. It's so fucked up, but it's also amazing because it's so dark and twisted. I think I'm gonna put it at C. I'm gonna go with C for Death by Brandy.
Oh, okay.
What do you guys?
Tom?
What do you guys think?
If that's yours, I was gonna say A or B, so I'm gonna say a B because it's great. Because I fucking hate him. That's a good way to die. But it's also I don't want to put it that much higher just for personal reasons.
You go with B.
Because you're gonna kill yourself by Brandy.
No,
I'm gonna go with B.
It happens later in the book than interests me.
Jono, what do you think? Death by Brandy.
B. A. Brandy starts with a B. That's not right. Or that's not the only reason. But I appreciate the fact
So does
that
I. Death starts
There you
with
go.
D.
All right, D it is.
It's a B. I think it's one of the most. There's really there's so much that we do at time that is kind of left to your own imagination about how dark some of this shit is, right?
Mhm.
I kind of laughed. Well, I definitely laughed about what the fuck happens to his family. But
He's
that's
so
really
detestable. Great.
What's that?
He's so detestable. It's great to see him.
Absolutely, he's detestable, and he's been a piece of shit literally since the first page of book 2.
That's what makes it good. Aside from his
Exactly.
level of drunkenness,
You're the one that's good.
that's what makes it good because he's dying.
You're the one that's good. It's gonna make just sitting on that bed. But I think part of the problem though is, do you really think he had a chance to get drunk? Because I think I think that he actually technically drowns. So maybe we should put it to C because he really doesn't get drunk. It's kind of a waste of alcohol.
Maybe he should have spent more. Maybe he should have spent more time
Mm.
doing cake stands at his cousin's wedding to figure out how to
All right,
funnel this shit.
C and B makes it a C.
Yeah, I like that. I just because I realized he didn't really get drunk. It's a C. And yes, Tom is correct. If he'd done more keg stands at that wedding as opposed to running like a bitch from the mirror trial,
Or beer
maybe just-
pong funnel
Oh,
contest.
Wildman Wild said he was already drunk, and that's what I remember. I think that's why I was
Oh,
like, he
was
was
he?
super drunk. Okay, yeah, he was always drunk at that point. Like he was just failing at everything. His whole family had been murdered. He's drinking constantly, and then he got captured by Mildred because he's the last of his family.
No matter how much booze you chug, it takes a minute to hit you. And if he dies that quickly, then
Well, if he's already drunk, though,
I
he's
don't know.
pretty
You can
drunk.
process. My body processes alcohol pretty fast.
yeah, every week.
I think
We're
I could-
alcoholics. Beach said Simpsons did it first when Homer goes to hell and is forced to eat donuts. Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Simpsons did it.
Simpsons did everything.
I would be interested to see if the
Harry Potter
Simpsons
did
episode came out before Death by Brandy, though.
Absolutely.
When was that? That was a Halloween episode. It was early, but how early is the book?
That probably came out in the late 90s.
So
Yeah, but
Jake
Path of
Carradine
Daggers
died
is
when Path of Daggers is 98 or so, 99, right?
yeah.
Path
It's
of
also
Daggers.
I don't know if they did it. I wonder if they did it first.
What if he was watching?
Now I want to know if that Simpsons episode came out before the Path of Daggers.
It did. I guarantee it.
October
It probably
20th,
did.
1998.
Gentlemen's
You know how
wait.
funny it would be? Hold on. If that was a Treehouse of Horror that came out on October 31st of 98 and Path of Daggers was published on October 20th, 98, would be amazing.
Well, also if you're right. Well, first of all, that would be amazing. Second of all, he wrote the book before the show would have been made.
What? Since when do you write something before it's published?
It's interesting. It's interesting. I'm kind of interested to see what would come first. Somebody Google that.
Okay. We're asking the audience to Google a lot of things.
Yeah.
We need an answer.
I wish he was caught by Shadar Haran.
I want to know so much more about Shadar Haran. That's also.
I know. I
Irish
wish we had.
fucking
I
guy.
actually do wish we had gotten a little bit more from him in the books. You
He's
know?
Dark One Jesus. It's like God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit.
God, Jesus.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He's just a little slice of the Dark One on earth, and they crucified him, and then he. That makes sense. I'm thinking of Harry
Devil
Potter.
and Homer Simpson.
Okay.
Are we just sitting here in silence while you Google something?
93.
No, I was responding to
That's
you.
Oh.
All right, let's do one of these ones at the top. How about Matt and the Stone with the cards?
So that came out in 93.
Joe, I put it in the chat, but I
So-
don't think you've seen it. Can you move the cards that we can't see up into the upper block here?
I just responded to you. That's what I was doing.
well,
We're just
I went
mocking
full
me.
scroll.
All right, let me move
Oh,
them
no.
up.
I mean, yeah. Okay.
That did not work. It's almost like I've been drinking.
Doesn't sound
Jesus
right.
Christ.
Better lock
Don't
it.
worry about it. Just fucking leave it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that much.
No, they can move up.
Oh. Well. Oh,
There you
how
go.
convenient is that, by the way?
What are you, some kind of
Somebody's-
magician? You from the
I'm a
future?
magician.
Same.
Yeah, this is what I got left.
Same.
Beats so 1993 for The Simpsons. That crushes. That crushes it. All right, what do you guys want to do next? How about let's go with Jono's last bullshit tie-in, which was
Wait,
Balsamon tempting blind temptation.
Shouldn't we go with Matt and the Stone with the card since it's floating in the middle of the screen?
Oh yeah, that's right. I already did that one. Sorry. Listen, I've been drinking, Tom. Matt and the Stone with the cards. All right, Matt. That's actually all I got. Matt and the Stone with the cards.
I think it's very cool, but I don't think Matt's that drunk. I think everybody else is drunk. How drunk is Matt?
Mhm.
He's not too drunk.
I feel like, I don't feel like he's that drunk.
He's playing everybody.
So this is
This is
beginning
also
of
Bubble of
before-
Evil time, right? Like when the
Yeah.
cards come
Yeah.
alive. Yeah.
This is the three-way bubble of evil, but not in a fun
I
way.
mean, it's a cool scene.
It is
It's a
if
great
you're reading it and not if
Yeah.
you're, like, outside of it and you're like the cards came alive.
Oh
Is that
no,
like-
yeah, reading it.
Is that
By the
from
way, like I
House
stupidly
of
chose to
Wonder?
draw that one year for the calendar when they used to do the calendar things, and I was like, I'm gonna draw this, and I was like, what was I thinking?
It is very
I was like, what was I thinking? Trying to
So it's
draw
ama-
that and make it make sense in a still image, not just like a series of pictures, but a still image. Trying to make that make sense was fucking impossible. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he wasn't that drunk. I don't remember him being that drunk in that moment, Jono. Like, where do you put it?
He's not. So it's not necessarily that he's that drunk, but one of the things that's
Mhm.
important here is that
Well, it's drinking in
It-
the Wheel of Time.
yeah, like I think Estinian, I forget all of his friends at the time, right?
Yeah,
Or
I don't
friends
remember
in
their names
quotations.
at this point.
They are all claiming, like they claim like the next day, like how drunk they were, and just kind of don't remember.
One guy was
that.
really drunk in that group. I agree with that statement. Wild Man Wilds.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was definitely
one of them.
somebody at the table that was like shit faced, and he was like fucking
Yeah.
around with them.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know. Where do you want to put it? I'm thinking. I think it's like a D. I think that's a D for me. Because Matt's not
Well,
drunk.
first
Esteban.
we need to fill that D, if you know what I mean. That doesn't make
We
sense.
got to fill the
Uh,
D. We got to fill the D.
So definitely we're gonna fill the D.
I'm calling it D.
Good with me. Hey, finish your thoughts on it, because again, this piece of shit above us. they're
Well, it's a
behind me.
phenomenal. Again, it's
Drunk
a
already.
fucking great scene, and I love the scene. But it's not like a scene where I was like, "Oh, that represents getting drunk in the Wheel of Time," like, or as the title of our show implied, getting loaded. But yeah, it's not really like.
It's not really
I
pulling.
don't know.
pulling
It's not hitting those high notes for me, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
It's an indelible scene, right? So I think that's the prologue, right?
Yeah.
When that happens, it's an indelible fucking scene. Like all three of those things that happen are fucking cool as shit. And it may be chapter 1. It doesn't matter. But he's not really drinking that much. It's definitely him kind of realizing how much.
I think he's fucking around, and I think he's drinking, but I don't think he's like.
Yeah,
it's not like he's
trying
Tom
to
and
get
Tarvalon drunk or something. You know, like he's definitely
yeah.
like he's definitely having a good time and drinking, but I don't think he's like shit faced or anything. You know,
Agreed. Which, by the way, disappointing for Matt Cotham.
Narg drink.
Fair enough.
If only Narg had actually gotten drunk, that would have been an amazing scene to add. All right, well, why don't you pull one? Oh, Tom might disagree with Matt with the stone with the cards, but
we can go back to it.
I feel like he'd agree, but also let's move on. What do you want to do next?
Wait,
Tom's returning.
Chat. Oh, Tom returns. Chat, don't forget to put more ideas on there because we totally forgot many things.
Yeah, if you can think
Tom.
one. I mean, they're now all visible, so if there's anything that we haven't gotten on there, by all means, like add to it. Tom, where do you think Matt with the stone and the cards comes in? We put it at D.
At least a C.
I
feel like you guys are subconsciously felt like we had to fill in the C and a D, and so you've done it.
Well, first off, I feel.
I mean, what's your argument for a C though?
I think it's cool. I like the scene. I think Matt's cool. I like the slow motion. I like when he's throwing the knives. It's badass. I guess it doesn't have a lot to do with being drunk, though.
Yeah.
So
that was my wrestling with it. Yeah.
Should we have actually, and let's pretend like we know what the fuck we're doing the next time this happens.
Sure.
What
had some sort of qualifications? Nah.
Well,
it's way more fun to.
I just think it's funny that we're just like, we'll do the tier list instead of the ranking, but we basically just ranked them.
He drank all the brandy.
No, we're not fucking done yet.
well, now we have no choice but to fill it out in a weird way. But we did rank them basically. That's all I'm saying.
He drank all the brandy, and that's why Rand had to kill him. Oh, is that reference to Narg?
Oh, Narg drink?
He ate all the pizza.
So first off,
he drank all the beers.
I thought about.
You know what? Tom swayed me, Jono. I think I'm on C with that one.
Okay, fine. By the way, I thought about adding for Group F. When Matt and Rand had to
sounded like you just let out a quick fart when you moved forward in your chair.
No, all my chair sounds like that. Which, by the way, that's just, not even a joke.
Joe is really getting the spirit of this.
I'm trying.
And I like
when Matt and Rand have to pull the shit out of there is a cat fight behind me. That's not a euphemism.
That's
to move the ale and all that out of Tam's cart. That was like, to me, like that's the worst part of drinking, is actually having to deal with it. Yeah, there's an F.
Wildman Wilds brought up a good one. Drunken fights with Matt and Beslin and Abu Dar.
Let's do that.
The first one I have to type. Beslin and Matt Abu Dar. That's what we're calling it.
Joe has to type something, so it's going to be dead air, and we've got to vamp for a little bit. John is like, I'm going to take my opportunity to walk away.
I did that pretty quick. In fairness,
you did narrate your typing, which is great.
Abu Dari. Abu Dari.
This is a professional podcast. We've been doing this for way too many fucking years.
We know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't send a script to each other every fucking week about how they do the intro.
Here's a note for next time, by the way. You shouldn't number them. That's weird. It makes it confusing.
It was it was for us to keep track. Like if you were like, say we get to the end and you're like, hey, move number 7 down to tier T or something like that.
That one I will give a D.
Okay.
I don't think it really pops with anything at the top, but I refuse to put anything beneath anything from the show unless it involves a lamp.
I really like Beslin and Matt's relationship. I really enjoyed all that scene. It kind of reminded me of Count of Monte Cristo in a weird way, when he's like becoming friends with his wife's son. With I know that's a bizarre correlation, but like it reminded me of that. They're going to weird parties. They're getting drunk all the time.
He was born for that city in particular.
Oh, for sure. I don't know. I kind of love that. Getting in drunken fights and shit. That's a C for me at least. I don't want to put it at B. John, where are you at on
take that down a notch. Like, first off, none of us are. Look at us. Like, we're not getting in drunken fight groups. This is.
Yeah, but Matt does, and I love it.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
That's why
I'll give that a C. Yeah, we'll give it a C.
All right.
Bessler is a character that I kind of want.
I said C or B.
Jono
says C, and Tom said D. So C it is.
C. I like Beslan. I think he's a fascinatingly interesting, but at the same time, he's a side character that got a fair amount of play for about 3 books, and then that was it. Like, he didn't die off. He didn't do anything exciting.
He died.
He was just
Didn't he die?
There. I don't think so.
No, he just turned traitor, and
doesn't he eventually inherit his mom's throne and shit under the Shanshan?
Yeah, he does, but he hates it the whole time.
Beslan introduces Matt to every he meets as
everybody he meets. Everybody he meets. And that's also correct. So maybe I should.
That is hilarious.
Technically, I'm not far off from
hilarious.
I would do that to my friend.
Oh, everyone. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Like, oh, this is who he's fucking now as an intro. So maybe I should appreciate Beslan more.
This is the dick my mom's riding dirty.
So
that song came out right around the same time, right in between Death by Brandy and
Simpsons eating donuts. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, I mean,
I haven't thought about that song.
I think Beslan and Matt and Nebadar is a solid. I think it's a solid C. There's a really good qualities about it, but it's not low, it's not high. It's just solid middle. Right?
Yeah, it's worse.
All right.
That's good.
Okay.
I'm trying to work on a show idea for another tier list that has to do with riding dirty. Who should have worn a condom? I don't know, something like some sort of amalgamation of a condom that should have been used. I don't know the right term, or maybe a condom that shouldn't have been used. I don't know.
What?
Or Plan BT.
Yeah.
Are we just gonna name characters we hate and just be should have worn a condom?
No, I just feel like Matt fucking an older woman probably didn't need it, right? I don't know how old she actually was. Maybe she'd already had a Aes Sedai helped hysterectomy. It's okay. I kind of things like that.
It's okay.
I mean, Beslan is theoretically Matt's age, essentially. Yeah.
So 18 to 20. So
she's a decent amount older than him.
Yeah.
Well, talking about the show, let's do Min Betrays Matt and Rand.
F. There's not even booze involved in that.
No, it's super. Are you kidding? Min's she can't stand her. She's leaning against a bed. Her head's lolling back and forth. She's fucking wasted.
F.
Basically, based on the drunkenness, I'm I would at least give it an E.
F. I appreciate Tom's help.
All right, F it is.
Describe the scene a little more.
It's when Matt comes in. Yeah, it's in the show. Matt comes in and is
Season 2,
"What's going
obviously.
on? Let's go. Let's get out of here," kind of thing. And she's like, "I can't go with you," and she's just laying against the bed and basically horrified at her own self for having betrayed them, kind of thing. So she tells Matt the truth, and he's like, were we ever friends? And it's that kind of moment. But she's shit faced.
F.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah,
all right. Yeah.
Yeah. Not because of Tom's explanation that it's from the show. I don't take that low budget bullshit there. That's unfair, Joe. Tom. But because the scene sucked and it's upsetting and it's not in the books. I feel like that's a good compromise.
Yeah. F for
it's very upsetting.
Very
F
fair
from the show. F
So double F? Giant tits.
I mean, the other show one got an
They're
E.
real
guys.
big.
What is it, Joe?
Wait until we do the tier list for best tits. It's big.
It's B all the way, except for Barrel Lane, who should be at a B, but she's an S. What
You have to
wanna do
reorganize
next? You
this
guys
entire
pick
list.
one. You guys pick one. What do you guys think?
We need to do. All right.
Do we need to do any reorganizing based on our other answers?
Not
I feel
yet.
like we're pretty
but we
solid. All right.
Not yet, but we do have 3 at the bottom that nobody actually gets drunk. So we should probably start popping some of those out.
All
They're
right.
not
Yeah.
gonna
All right.
win
Let's
tonight.
go.
Do Balsamon.
All right. Balsamon.
I'll give it an
Wine
E because
temptation.
like it seems like he wanted to party and nobody else wanted to.
You think that's what that is?
So good for him. Like nobody gets drunk, but he wanted to.
He's trying so hard to roofie someone, and they
Like
won't
shots?
drink it.
Shots, guys, shots. Anybody shots? And they're all just like, man, it's Tuesday.
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, based on I love that description of it. I that makes it a D for me. I think I'm on D
love,
for that
like,
one.
Even reading it like as a what the fuck was it? Not even so 9-10-year-old. Like it was one of those things where like this guy just keeps sliding you a drink, and you're kind of like, that's weird. Maybe you don't do that. So it's definitely like I think a D because it's both delightful for D, but I don't know what to do with it. It's really fucking funny. It's really this is the Dark One's plan, or I'm sorry, the Dark One's #1 disciple who thinks he's the Dark One some days. Plan is just to like send the most obvious roofie. Like it's just
He's like, partake of this wine, and they're like, it seems like an obvious trap.
some of the vagaries in the first book are like really funny based on like how solid things get later. Because like let's like if it's the dream parents, like sure I'll drink it. Then what happens? Is he a dark?
This
friend?
persists into book 3. This persists into book 3.
Is he
Yeah,
dead?
it lasts a while.
I mean, what happened? I mean, but what
He
happens?
just
if you
keeps
drink it?
trying. He just keeps trying.
Do you drink it? And he's like, it's blood, and you're like, oh, gross.
I
can
think
die in
I
World
think
Dreams,
I think
man.
it's like an acceptance of like what he's offering in general. I think
But
is
that's
the
not
idea.
how anything works later.
I know.
Like the dark one's
Joe
just
is
like,
correct.
would you like a steak? And you're like, sure. Now what? And like, well, now you're dark friend now. I'm like, but I'm not. And like, no, you
Son of a
are. You
bitch.
took the steak. You took it. You ate it.
I mean, it's clearly a roofie. It's one of the Dark One's 3-pronged plan. We should all just be aware of it.
So
Should have had that.
so
earlier.
wait, his plan was to rape them in the dream.
No, it's just roof. It's
but he
just
had a
roofie.
roofie that
Yeah,
it's just
roofie implies it. Come on.
So he roofies
right,
them and they wake up the next day and they're like, what happened? He's like, he roofied them.
I'm
Like,
going
oh,
D. What do you
nothing.
guys think?
Like nothing. I'm doing everything in my power to make there be no D.
Oh,
No, actually,
really?
if you're gonna roofie somebody, then the D is what you get. Or you get
I
don't
think
know
I'm on.
that.
I think I'm on D for that one.
Yeah. I just
John, where are you at?
D. Well, I said D to begin with. I thought.
Oh, okay.
no one's drunk. It's
Well, yeah,
ludicrous.
so it's negative. But maybe Balsamon is. Maybe that's why maybe that's his plan.
But
he's just like kind of fucked up.
it is
He's like, would you guys just get on my level? I can't understand your stories.
It is from the
Yeah.
book.
Have some
So
wine.
It's easily a tier above anything from the show, which is we have locked into an E slot. So my lowest tier now, by the way, is D.
Interesting. Except that it involves Elaine, maybe, which is
Well, we'll discuss.
yeah, the show.
We'll discuss that later once we re-tier.
Oh, all right. Yeah, we might move tiers.
Because Elaine and Vanden's from the book.
There was probably something in that wine that causes headaches. Oh shit.
And then you pee your pants and you thought it rained.
So Balsamon
man.
is Bill Cosby.
Balzacabi? That's
This is why I need
okay.
AI to be able to make me a movie or a TV show.
Okay.
Balsamon
Jesus Christ.
is Bill Cosby. It's the greatest thing I ever heard in my life.
He did used to think about it. 3,000 years ago, he was a celebrated actor.
Imagine everything that he says as Bill Cosby.
Okay.
Right, let's get this one out of the way because Tom disagrees that it counts, and I agree with him. I just threw it in there to fuck around. But Rand drinks Kalendor. It's basically Rand uses Kalendor and gets fucking crazy off the one power. It just kills a shitload of people.
There's
nothing about drinking in it at all.
Get it the fuck off this list. Get it off.
No, it's on the list. It's on the list, Jono.
I'd give it a D.
All right.
I'd give it.
He drinks as much as Bialzamon and everybody else does.
If it's on the list, then it's a C because it's Kalendor.
Oh.
We're not just matching.
All right. If it's on the list, here's the deal. It's
not
a fucking
Sesame
S
Street.
because it's one of the best fucking scenes in the goddamn book. Then.
But he's not.
Yeah,
drunk.
but is it Rand? Well, I disagree. He's drunk off power, Tom.
Yeah. By the way,
that opens things up a lot.
No, I mean that's why I threw it in there to fuck around. Anyway, I'm good with D.
Isn't there a scene where Moraine gets drunk? Or am I crazy?
Is there?
I must be crazy.
She does tickle some fish.
She definitely tickles fish.
Hold on. I don't know. Now I feel like
yeah,
Google
and Beach brings up a good point, which is why I added it because we included Elaine in the Red Rod.
Yeah,
so, I
there's
mean,
a reason
I thought
it's right there.
I thought it was an equivalent to Elaine in the Red Hot Rod. You know, so I was just like, oh, okay. Kalendor was the one novelty tequila bottle.
Just a giant.
I took that off too quick.
It's just on the top shelf in the back. It's 10 feet tall, and you're just like, does anybody actually ever order that? How much?
Has everybody ever tried the Kalendor tequila?
We will.
Who hasn't asked at least one bartender? Like, does anybody ever actually order that of some random fucking tequila bottle that looks like Castle Grayskull?
So, on that note, a potential entrant, by the way, Joe, up to you if you want to type it out. In New Spring, Moraine is nearly date raped, if you remember.
Barely.
In, I think it's Chachin, which, by the way, Chaching, when she goes there to try to find Swan.
Because she's drunk?
The dragon is just a worm. Sorry. What, Jonah?
So
date
she
raped
goes to Chachin. Yeah, she's nearly Chachin. God, just saying it sounds way stupider when I'm saying it versus like in my head reading.
It sounds better than Chachin.
Yeah.
But in Chachin, God,
no, that's
awful.
worse. That's worse.
Anyway, in New Spring. In New Spring,
worse. Cut it. Cut that.
She's nearly date raped. They try to roofie her. The bartender.
I don't remember New Spring like for shit. So,
but is she drunk?
No, but that's the thing is they're trying to get her. Is Balsamon drunk? It's the wine temptation idea.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we're being pretty loose with our ideas here, but I'm willing to add it.
Well, after you drink, you get a little loosey goosey.
Let's add it.
Don't add things where we're like, I guess if you think so, because it's just going to be low.
It's just another thing on the list. What the fuck, Tom? That's the whole thing. Moraine almost gets roofied?
Yes, this is what we do again. Joe, you have to read it out loud while you type it. That's the content.
Moraine almost roofied? All right. Okay.
That's a D for me.
Yeah, I barely remember the scene. Well, my fault is that I barely remember the scene though. So like that's why I'm like struggling ranking it.
It's tantamount to the number 13 Balsamon wine temptation. So I think that it's the same idea. So D makes sense. Mm-hmm. And that shows how great we're doing as our ranking, our tier system is on fucking point. Because we're professionals.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna all right. I agree with the D then.
Oh, why didn't you add the Congress and the Compliments existing? and yelling at everybody and betraying everybody all the time.
Actually, on that note, we had a good Wyatt Man Wilds put a good one forth. Let's discuss. Let's discuss. It's from the show, Tom. Matt's dad being drunk and hitting women in front of his wife.
That's an F.
That's an F. That's an F. That's an F. Like, I don't want to shit on the show just unanimously, although apparently that's what fucking happened.
Isn't his mom drunker?
Well, that's not the point. That's its own entrant. But like
Matt's broken home instead of
Matt's
his
broken
parents
home
and all the
is
sisters.
That's an F. Like it's F for fanfic.
I don't know. I would go E just because Matt's dad getting shit faced drunk and being the worst person ever. I mean, kind
That
of
is a hard.
that ranks.
That
ranks.
actually makes me angry.
Yeah,
Oh,
Abel Kaufman
is there anything below F?
Dude.
Oh, can we do sub F?
No,
I guess,
leave it in the F
I guess it
category.
just means we didn't rank it.
Joe.
No,
Tell me, what's
one
one of your favorite? What's one of your favorite fucking lines? Horse flesh. And do you know where you hear that?
Yeah, horseflesh.
Abel Kaufman.
at a brothel?
Abel Kaufman likes to put a fist in between the legs to
So-
judge his horseflesh.
All right, so maybe Abel should go up a notch or two.
The despicable way that they handled Matt's dad in the show
And
ranks
mom.
it as and mom ranks it as F for me, I think. Yeah.
So, question for you, and I'm not trying to endorse anything yet, but what makes more sense for Matt as a character to have parents that are actually stand-up fucking people, or to
Mhm.
have, this shit show of a parental set?
Hey, his personality is. What are you talking about? You're acting like you actually think he's a dickhead and piece of shit like everybody else does.
I don't, dumbass. That's the whole fucking point. You said A, and you're good to go there.
I don't know.
Fucking
I
defend
don't
it.
even know why. Why'd you even ask the question?
Because that's what do you think? You ask questions. to find
Everybody
out
thinks he's a dickhead and an asshole, and he's really not. He's actually a really.
but
good
he's
guy.
not. He's
He's
again,
just a rapscallion and gets in trouble sometimes. But
with no E,
yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
Just rap skill.
rebel with a heart of gold.
Rebel with a heart of gold.
He's not some fucking sad child from a broken home that like legitimately betrays his friends and acts like an asshole and gets drunk with men in a dungeon. That's fan fiction. That's a horrible, gross
By the way,
misinterpretation.
did you
of the
notice,
character
audience, how
and
we
the book.
snuck in?
It's disgusting. And
Did you
it
notice
ruins
how
the character.
we snuck in show things so Tom would get angry and just rant like a lunatic?
Unreal.
Piece
of shit.
All right, let's get this. Let's
get
get this one awkward one off the board. I think, which is not really getting drunk. It's the Red Hot Rod.
That's an S.
That's an S. That's a
Oh.
fucking S right there. What do you mean?
Okay.
Oh shit! Like you didn't expect like one like they clearly most.
Well, I just
like,
want to hear what your reasoning is. I don't necessarily disagree, but we need to, go.
Can I go first?
Hold on. Let's address Beach's comment. Abel definitely is a shit disturber who toned it down after getting married.
Maybe.
Oh, that's very possible. Maybe
Yeah,
you know,
good chance.
Disturber, an ass fucker.
Disturber. Yeah, shit disturber. That's like thinking
Really?
while you're about to come. Like you're like not.
is it
sure
really
what-
fiction from a fan?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's meaner than anything
That
I've said. I
Fan
love
should be in quotations. Yeah.
That's
Oh,
fuck, we
my.
should just. That's amazing. Well, that's SWATcast for this week. Fucking
Yeah. Goddamn. Fucking
Much
nailed
like
it.
my wife, we'll finish this another day.
Do you, though?
FRP.
I mean, so Red Hot Rod doesn't necessarily actually entail alcohol. However, clearly what happened to her is 100%
Blackout.
reminiscent of being drunk at night and forgetting what you've done and
I guess
blacking out. So,
I
like,
don't know. Is a walking orgasm the same as being drunk? I don't know.
there's
I don't know.
never, no one's ever really figured out what the Red Hot Rod is, though. You know?
Here's my thing. If the category was best fight or who's the strongest in the power or I don't know who's the hottest guy. Like
Uh-huh.
Red Hot Rod is one of them. It's an S.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Always an S.
All right. Yeah.
Who won that fight?
Whether she actually drank alcohol or not isn't the point. She felt the effects of being drunk and
It's
made
like,
a fool
yeah,
of
also-
herself, and then
Who were the
felt
best-
ashamed. That's what getting drunk is all about.
Who's the best
You know?
swordsman?
Yeah.
Red Hot Rod.
Yeah.
Red Hot Rod.
I believe.
All right.
I believe the Red Hot Rod could defeat Lan in battle.
It's a good chance. Maybe that's what Lan uses. It's actually Lan's weapon.
It's the same as the Forsaken making the water come.
100%. That's Samira just like, oh, look what I've learned. The pleasure node is just to like make him come.
Yeah, all
and
you
see
gotta just tickle this part of their prostate, and then
Brain.
everything you want comes out.
prostate brain. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It
What did I
is
say?
prostaglandin. Yeah, that's like one of the most trump card kind of things. That just fucking wins no matter what it is.
Yeah.
I really want to know more about. I wish there had been like more notes on that one. Like, what would you have done if like it had like written on it like Sibian or something like that? Like in like the
Just in old tongue on the side of it.
yeah, whatever the fuck it is. In the encyclopedia, or not, what's it called? What's the name of the goddamn book? It doesn't matter. That we did 26 fucking episodes and I can't remember the damn title for. Alcohol is bad
Seriously?
for you people. Yeah.
What's going on with you right now?
What's the name of the book? I feel like you're not helping either. What is the name of the book?
I'm not helping you at all. What if she changed half of his blood to alcohol? Interesting.
Oh, wow. That's a fascinating thing. Yeah. Anyway, the Red Hot Rod is the greatest thing. And this is, by the way, the worst 38 seconds of watching me
What,
flounder
Path
around
Daggers?
since-
Path of Daggers?
No. I know.
What are you
I don't think it's
asking?
Path of Dagger. What's the name of the goddamn book that's got all the entries for everything? It's not an encyclopedia. It's
The
world of,
Companion?
thank you. Jesus.
What?
Just I black out. Hey,
What if
fuck
Death
you.
by Brandy was actually a DP scene?
Explain it.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not
I
screwing.
want more. I want more details.
Yeah,
Bruce.
yeah,
What do
yeah.
you mean by that?
What if
So
Death by
technically-
Brandy was like
Ooh.
Does he mean like there's like a funnel in his ass and a funnel in his mouth?
And that's exactly where I thought, right? Like, so that's what I
Oh,
wanted to
what?
say.
Yeah, Wild Man Wilds is right there at Buckchuck too. How devious. Yeah, yeah. All right. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
okay.
I thought they just played that boy as mine until you want to kill yourself.
That does. Yeah.
Oh wait, it's Brandy with an eye.
Yeah. He just
Boy
yes,
is
Joe.
mine.
All right. So I mean, all right. Let's go back to Death by Brandy then. Is it from both ends? What's written in between the lines?
I guess technically his body is between the lines of Brandy.
All right. Well, that changes it for me, I think. I mean, we're not on review time necessarily, but
No.
like
Let's finish
Yeah, I was
these three out.
confused.
I'm gonna hold that in reserve. Well, we don't want to do two mats in a row, so let's do one of the mats. All right, Matt makes the IEL quit. If you
Joe,
guys,
go first.
well, if you don't remember, well, you know.
want
Matt's
back
drinking,
first?
betting, throwing knives so well that the IEL quit. Fires of heaven. Let me think.
That's
Where would I put that one?
really very much tied into 8 a little bit, right? Or is it not?
Where's 8 and 9? God damn it. The numbers don't mean anything.
The numbers are there
Melinda and
for
Matt.
us
No,
to keep track.
Melinda and Matt's a different scene.
No,
So
that's a
8
very
is
different scene. Yeah.
But this is the
Um,
genesis, actually, of Melinda and Matt getting together.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, Joe's turn.
I think it's high only because Matt is clearly going through some shit and drinking to cope. So like there's there's definitely some high levels of drinking there. And Usquai is like a new thing for these little shitheads from the Two Rivers. So like he's definitely up there.
I like an A for that.
I was gonna go with B. Tom, why isn't it an A?
I think I'm looking at what we already have placed and judging based on that. And like I like our 1B more than I like our 1A, and I like that as much as I like the B. That makes sense.
Uh-huh.
So what you're saying is number 7 and number 4 should reverse. All right, we'll talk about it in review time. All right, Matt makes IO quit.
I'm an A.
I'm on a B. Jono, where are you at on that one?
I'm on a B on this one right now. So
Okay.
I love this scene. You know what? No, fuck it. I'll go with an A. I love this
All right.
scene
Fuck it.
simply because it's a quintessential Matt Cawthon scene in that he's A, just half drunk. B, he ends up with a lady. There's flirting. There's everything. He's riding his luck, which is what he calls this lady later. That's not right. But like, it's all about the fact that like he has this skill, and part of it's skill. Like, it's not just using his luck. This is his actual fucking ability to throw fucking knives. Right? If it was, rolling dice, then it's like, it's not quite as impressive. Luck has.
Do we know that for
But
sure?
this
Where
game-
did he ever have that ability before he got the look?
Oh, 3,000 years ago.
Or-
And
Oh, yeah,
that's
that's
a
a
terrible number. 1,500 years ago. So I guess that's a great question. But luck seems like bullshit.
That's
Past
a weird
memories seem like reality.
Isn't that a weird thing? Because if you have all of those past memories and you're that good at everything, you've experienced so many things. Like, how much do you even need the luck necessarily?
Well, when you're tossing dice and salad, you need to have some luck.
Well,
You wanna make
dice
sure
for
you don't
sure. If you're just trying to gamble and win money, then definitely.
Yeah. So I think that's the difference, though, right? In that, like, he's got both the ability for luck and also built-in years of skill from a whole bunch of random motherfuckers.
Or how many times do you have to toss dice before you can actually make them land the way you want them to?
I don't think
For
it's
me, not very
infinite.
often. Have you guys watched tWoTcast?
Yeah. So fair enough on that one. But anyway, I think this is a great scene. It's one of those things that like makes me think, and I love the fact like the Aiel are just kind of like, well, you've got all the luck in the world, and maybe next time, dude. Which is,
But they're
Aiel
all
apparently
so
means fuck never.
the weight of them going like, this guy's got it, is like that's huge because like everything that they do is to the nth degree. Like everything they do is like, I do everything to the peak human ability. I drink to the peak human ability. I throw a spear to the peak human ability, so on and so on. So when Matt's like, I can do this, and he's just throwing knives, and then he's like, and drinking,
I quit.
and they're like, I'm done. But I'm like, that's pretty huge. That's
I think that moment
I
for
agree.
Matt was. I think that moment for Matt was like when you're at a bar and you've had the exact right amount of alcohol to play like one perfect game of pool.
Yes. And you're just like sinking every shot, and you're like, I'm normally horrible at
and
pool.
then you have one more
like,
beer, and all of a sudden you can't even hold the stick, and it just falls out of your hand.
You're like, I'm so glad everyone else went to sleep and they all passed out on the ground because I would have not been able to continue this for one more second. Yes, that's exactly what Matt was doing in that moment, I think. And then, that ranks. And in terms of drunkenness and skill level while drunk, like I think that ranks. I think you guys swayed me. I think I'm on an A with you. That's an AAA.
Oh,
yeah.
I hope he doesn't get towed.
I think I conflated this and Melindra and Matt in my head when I suggested Melindra and Matt. How drunk is he in that scene?
So he drinks with Melindra after he kills Couladin. Don't worry.
All right.
All right, let's talk about do you want to just roll into that one, or do you do 2 Matts in a row?
No,
we might as well.
We want.
Oh no! All
right. Let's talk about Tom and Elaine.
Is this when you say Tom and Elaine get lit? Do you mean this is the one where like she gets drunk by the serving boy?
Yeah, she just gets drunk.
Okay,
she gets blasted.
Jono, why don't you talk about it a little bit?
So this is the scene after they arrive in Tanchico or Chino, is that what we were calling it? I don't know. It's
Yeah,
been
Tencino.
Wait,
Yeah.
Tencino. That's been 12, 15 fucking years. I don't know.
And she gets
So
arrested for stealing
it's
that car.
after she has
and then
gotten
goes to
off.
live with the Coens.
It's after she's gotten off at the Sea Folk ship, where she had some conversations with Tom Maryland, and she's there. She has like the first drink, and the guy's kind of pretty, to use her language, and then he keeps refilling. So she's like, "I've never had a full fucking drink." Which, by the way, this is an interesting one for the date rapist, because he keeps smiling at her and like, Anyway, so she gets blasted, just absolutely blasted, and Tom Maryland
Off of
checks
like
in on
2
her.
glasses of wine.
Yeah, just 2, which may have been refilled, 8 or 7 times, and she sees Tom now after having met with him a little bit on the ship. She's just like, "I remember you," and starts pulling on his mustache, and like it's really fucking weird, like because obviously she's got a lot of weird daddy issues, and the thing that's gonna pull it down for me is all these daddy issues that come out later. So are fucking weird, and so she's just kind of like is hanging out with him, and poor guy doesn't know what the fuck to do. Luckily, though, she gets absolutely blasted, and then Nynaeve just tosses her head in a fucking thing of water.
Yeah, in a bucket. Yeah. All right. So far be it from me to come to Elaine's defense.
It's far.
However, I never saw that scene as her going like actually hitting on Tom. Everyone kind of interprets it that way, and I think it's kind of interesting. I think it's more like her memory of like of her being a little girl and remembering him in the past and going like, "I remember you. Like, I sat on your knee and you're like." I don't think there was like sexual shit behind that, and like a lot of people like to like joke about it, but I just don't. I think she was shit-faced and just had memories of her mother and Tom being together, and suddenly like remembered Tom being like a fatherly figure in her life.
I always read it as she thought that he might be her dad.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
I thought we were being presented a mystery and kind of getting to the bottom of it. That's why I was gonna.
She's definitely drunk as fuck, so it ranks high for me. But like, I don't like all the like sexual innuendo that everyone implies in that scene from like over time. I don't agree with any of that. I don't see that in that scene. Like,
well, it's
when she says like about like when she says words like or like the phrases dandling on her knee or her on his knee kind of thing, like that's a childhood thing. Like that's like he's bouncing her on his knee like as a baby, not like not as like a consort. I don't know.
The people that like the people that like the innuendo thing are proven correct or get paid off later when she's positive that he's not her dad, and just instead of just like banging her mom, she's like, maybe I'll bang this guy too, and then it gets real weird. But that scene and everything that came before it that we knew at the time, like I didn't think it was that weird at the time, and I thought it was interesting. I was like, oh shit, is Tom Elaine's dad? That's gonna be crazy. And then like a book or two later, she's like, I'm gonna fuck this old man, and then you're like, oh, okay, never mind. But
she was one more circus performance away from being a pole dancer. Is a great comment. Thank you, Wyman.
She could have been.
Imagine if you could pole dance in the air on an invisible pole. Wow.
just. So what's that look like? Just like juice, like sliding down nothing.
Yeah, just juices.
There's nothing in the way.
All right, all that being said, I know. So, all that being said, where do you guys want to? Well, Tom spoke and I spoke. Well, Tom, what do you think?
Yeah.
Tom and Elaine, or rather, Elaine gets fucking drunk.
I'll see. I'll give that a
cut.
I'll give it a B.
Oh, all right.
It's a pretty classic drunk moment. It's one of the first ones you think of.
I think I'm on B with you. Jono, what do you think?
Be yourself. So a couple things. A, I'm still laughing at the idea of just like after some stripper just like
A long
Just confused.
snail trail in the air.
Exactly. Thank you, White Man Wild, for being right there with me. What's that look like?
It's like when you throw a flour on the Invisible Man, except it's an invisible pole and it's not flour.
B for bent is fucking correct, Beach. Thank you.
So that's my favorite imagery for today, which says a
Yeah,
lot.
goddamn.
but-
I knew we'd get there, but I didn't know how long it would take, and clearly it took a while.
It took a while. So as far as the actual scene goes, this is not a sexual scene at all. I don't think anyone
Okay.
ever really finds this one sexual. This is kind of she has realized how much like you seem familiar, and then like unlocked lost memories of like, oh shit, that's because you were a father-like figure for me.
don't know.
And so I think it's a very
I don't think
important
we've
scene
seen
for
it
her.
that way. I disagree with you that other people. I feel like a lot of
It
people
becomes
reference
sexual
this
later.
scene. Okay.
The sexuality is later, and that's the thing that's like. And
Well,
it's
I think a lot of the sexuality, quote unquote, that comes later is based on them misinterpreting this scene.
I
So
wouldn't
they're, like,
agree with
reading-
that, because Nynaeve
No?
has a quote that says something about like, you know, like I've seen this.
Yeah,
before
but
in
that's
Two
her
Rivers, but it's a
misinterpreting
middle.
it.
It doesn't matter. She's the fucking narrator. And she's like, I've seen it before where like a daughter like tries to flirt with a dad almost, which I'm like, when the fuck did you see that?
She pulls on his mustache like her mom pulled on his pubes.
Do you think she like did that? Yeah.
I mean, he
But
definitely.
anyway.
I mean, we've talked about this. Tom's pubes are definitely like in a swirly mustache
They're well groomed.
shape. Yeah,
As
they're
they
well
should be.
groomed. Just like
Do it, Tom
Denise's
Miller or
pubes
Tom
are in a
O'Hare?
braid. Everyone knows it. Every once in a while when she's tugging on her braid, she's not talking about the hair on her head.
Yeah,
Just like
yeah,
parents
her-
look like floppy dog ears. We
All right.
all know.
I'm fine where it is though. It's definitely because I think it's a great scene. Like for like what it sets up with Tom and with Elaine, even though some of it may be annoying. Tom's my favorite, like, one of my favorite characters, and Elaine at this point really hasn't bothered me too much. Although it does actually get annoying later. But fuck it, leave it where it is.
All right.
Okay. Well, what do you mean? Fuck it, leave it where it is. Where do you want to put it?
I was gonna say C, which, you know, two B's and a C, of course, is a.
Well, there you go. But we need to remember that. All right, go on.
All right, two B's and a C, of course, is two balls in a cock.
Yeah, two balls in a cock. We got it.
That's perfect.
All right. Well, you guys want to finish this off with Melinda and Matt getting drunk
Yeah,
before
let's
she
do it.
tries to kill him?
I loved it at the time. I was like, oh,
So
that's fun.
this isn't quite when she tries to kill him, by the way. This is when
Yeah,
like,
comes
they're-
way later.
yeah, this is when they're hanging out after Couladin's dead, and Matt's trying to figure out what the fuck. Like, he's like, should I run away? How do I do this? That kind of thing. Like just having a drink after the battle's over.
Yeah.
And then instead he is being praised to the heavens, and he's like, I need to fucking get out of here.
It kind of depends on it depends on what you want to take from it, like just their interaction, or if the first time you read the chapter they're getting drunk together and you find out that Matt killed Culloden. If you're doing that, it's an A. That chapter, like, just alone, where you're just like, holy shit, really? That's a home run.
Yeah, because
Just
you
they're-
don't see that
they're-
on screen. It's like in this moment that you find out.
Yeah,
right?
this is when you find out.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
that doesn't have a lot to do with the drinking, I guess. So I don't know.
Mm.
I'd call it a B. Like,
Yeah.
it's like you said, it's a nondescript drinking, but also a very like underrated moment for a character that really has kind of is underappreciated to a certain extent. Like maybe not underappreciated, but like at the time hasn't really shown like the full length of his dick, and then all of a sudden, like, here it is.
We know by then. We definitely know.
Yeah, we already know.
But-
Jono. Come on.
They've already had him in the
I mean-
tent and figured it out, and like we've seen it all, and like we know.
He's
Everybody
been in
else doesn't know,
tents.
but we know.
Yeah,
Well,
Well,
we
like,
know. Yeah.
like Lan asked him how like he would deploy the army and all that stuff before this ever happened. That scene
Is
is
it
cool
true
because
that-
we know that Matt knows. Like, even if he doesn't want to admit it.
Is it true you call your foreskin the sweat tent?
Well, doesn't everybody?
Yeah,
By the way, I love it. It was an aimless joke to see who answered.
I was gonna say, I often visited in a hospital trash can.
So we're going with B on that one.
Yeah,
Sure.
that works. That works for me.
Yeah, that's not wrong.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I'd put
Yeah.
that there.
that works for me. Let's where do you want to start? Top or bottom?
Well, let's start from the bottom and just be like, does anything need to move up that we've now like ranked with? Well, all right, let's put it this way. Min and Matt and Tarvalon dungeon getting drunk. It's from the show. Do we want to move it down?
I don't know if we're moving that down, but we should move Elaine takes Van's bottle at least up.
All right.
No, fuck that. Why would we
No?
move that up?
Well, then
No.
move Min and Matt down.
No, leave Min and Matt. So I don't hate Min and Matt together for large parts of their show stuff. I do hate the fact that how can you do anything? Elaine taking a bottle away from Vannon. Chet Vannon was one of the best characters for a bit.
Elaine
And
taking
Elaine-
alcohol away from somebody is the antithesis of what we're doing. That
Yeah, so
absolutely
that's
has to be
rock
on that.
bottom. I don't care if
Yeah.
the next thing that happens is Rafe Judkins fucking hits real. Like,
But Jono,
Lamb
I'm with
off the road
Tom
of
and
pop.
Min and Matt in the show. Tarvalon getting drunk done. That's F.
It's not the worst scene in the show.
I didn't say it was the worst scene. I
That
just
doesn't
like
matter.
it's the show scene, so I don't care.
Oh my! All right, so a little histrionic here.
I'm sure. All right.
All right, so if that's the bottom,
All right, so let's look at D. Balsamon, Wine Temptation, Rand Drinks Calendar. I think Rand Drinks Calendar can move down. That was a bullshit
I agree
thing
with
I
that.
just
I
threw
agree
into
with
the
that.
joke. All
I
right,
think a Moraine can move down too.
Moraine almost roofied.
but
Nah.
Moraine almost roofied is the exact same as Balsamon trying to roofie. Maybe not quite as funny.
I
nor as
disagree.
awful.
I feel like the Moraine one for some reason ranks lower to me. I don't know why.
One of them happens in real life versus a dream.
That's a very fair point.
Where's that? Is that better for you or worse?
It was worse when you did the Austin Powers.
Right.
All right. I'll leave it. I'll leave it up there.
Oh,
right. Because I think they're equivalent.
yeah.
All right.
Okay.
C. Death
I
by
wouldn't move
Brand.
I wouldn't move any C's down.
I may be moving.
Mhm.
I may be moving C up, or Death by Brandy up.
Does anybody think any C should move down?
No.
No. All right. Does anybody?
I'd say there's an argument for Matt with the stone in the stone with the cards and stuff like moving down. But if everything's moving up, then I'd leave it there.
I think it's
I
a
would-
nondescript fine chapter. Like it's
I would
just
say-
a fine.
Wait, so Wild Man Wild's at number 3. Wait, down or up? Wild Man Wilds.
Yeah. There's
I
two
kind of feel
directions.
like that. Like I was just thinking. I think I'm thinking what you're thinking. I think it needs to move down. But
Well, real quick,
Death by
look
Brandy.
at FE. Look at FE and D. At least everybody in C was shrunk.
He said down.
Or
That's true.
Everybody above D was drunk. D and F is nobody was drunk. Real.
That's not true.
The-
Matt wasn't
my
drunk in
question with the
film.
Matt thing.
No,
yeah, that's
we're
my
not
question.
counting.
Like,
I'm not
how-
counting show.
how drunk was Matt in the Stone of Tyr? That's
wasn't
where
that
I'm
drunk.
coming down with that.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
wasn't that drunk.
I think Death by
But
Brandy and
everybody- but
Vesselin Matt
everybody else
stays where it is, and Matt with Stone moves, or Matt in the Stone moves down. That's where I'm at. I think that's equivalent to like Moraine being roofied and Balsamon just tempting them with the wine.
I disagree.
Matt
I
and
leave.
Stone with the cards. Everybody was sitting around the table. They had been drinking and
Yeah,
playing
that's
cards
true.
all night.
That's true.
Even if Matt
Shit,
wasn't
you're right.
that drunk,
You're right. It's not a
I
date.
leave,
it's a
I
big
leave-
drinking scene.
I leave 3 and 16 there, and I move 9 up to B.
Here's
I agree. I think this is why. Only because we have no idea if there was a butt chugging going on.
Because here's my thing with Matt and Stone with the cards. After that fight ends, one of the drunk people, and I can't remember who it was, goes around and drinks all of the wine from the cups that fell on the ground. That's real.
Yes, that's true.
That's
very
real
true.
drinking.
That's like that
Is that
Dark Hound should've gone down.
Tadosian? Like, who the fuck is it? It's the son of one of the fucking great lords. Or High Lords, pardon my language.
Is it Tadosian? I thought it started with an E, or maybe his first name starts with an E.
Isinian,
No.
Analingusan. It doesn't
Somebody
matter.
said it
Either
a
way,
million years ago, Esteban.
He's the guy that shows up later when they're outside of Karheen and you think he's drunk, and he shows up and he's like nearly dead with all of his friends, and then he's like, I'll be the one that goes back out, and he goes back out.
Yeah.
Even though he's a wasteoid.
Yeah, and Mass is looking at him like, you lost a lot of weight during the war.
I think. What do you guys think about B? What do you guys think about B? I think the only one that I really think deserves a little bit more is the maidens get ran fucking drunk.
Yeah, I would move that.
I think that needs to go up. Yeah, I think.
I agree. Move it up. Move it up.
All right. Because like Tom and Elaine and Melinda and Matt, I think we kind of nailed that placement. I think it's just Matt Rand gets drunk, but the maidens gets to move up. Matt makes the audio
I'm looking at the death by branding. I'm still like, maybe that's an A thing.
I'm good with it where it is.
That's an iconic fucking scene. It's an iconic scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll leave it where it is.
I mean, we already gave it some gravitas by moving it up to B. I think we're pretty good there. I don't know. I don't think I disagree with any of the S tier, and I think I'm good with the A. I think we're good. I think we're good, boys. What do you guys think?
I think we're good. Yeah. There it is.
Yeah, I'm good.
Tiered drinking of the Wheel of Time drinking.
We nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would move Tom drinking to death down a tier, but I know you guys won't, so.
We love it, Tom.
We're solid.
Getting loaded on the Wheel of Time tier list. That's the list. You know.
So is that tWoTcast this week?
I think so.
That's tWoTcast this week. If you have any comments or questions, the best way to find us is below. Wait, that's not right. Put your questions below, and then find us. Email, Twitter, whatever the fuck, or X. Still such a stupid term. A year later.
No,
never
stop it. Never do that again.
Edit that. Oh, we're live? Damn it.
Yeah, I got it. Don't worry about it. I cut it out.
Edit point.
Oh.
And go.
You can listen to the audio version of the show wherever you get your podcasts.
Never is the answer. tWoTcast theme songs brought to you by the one and only Taffy Bennington and Andrew Bard of Time. Links to their stuffs below. You know what? If you guys don't watch their stuff, I'm insulted. You can go watch their stuff. They're great musicians and they make amazing, insane things on the internet. And I love watching it.
And if you don't
put
insult Joe, insult me.
You should put the charity song that Andrew did that one year up as the end song this 1 week. It's the most home run song.
It is a home run song. I wish I had it ready to play. Kind of sad.
I love
right now, Tom.
Again.
It was killer.
We're still live.
Oh, we know.
We're still live. Yeah, of course we're
It's
still
so
live.
disappointing. I like the idea when we used to not be live, where we could say all the dumb things and then be edited out.
And then I'd be like, let me cut this outro together. Fuck, why did we keep
I
talking?
think anybody watching this right now is like, wait, what did I say? That has to be
lots of things.
So much. Yeah. Join us next week for more whatever the fuck you want to call this, as we rank and tier and tear things.
We're also approaching episode 400, boys.
I have ideas.
So, Tom's got ideas.
I have some ideas.
Yeah.
Oh, Jono has ideas.
The details of your ideas are quite inconsequential.
Quite inconsequential.
It's your second Dr. Evil in the last 20 minutes in the show.
15. All right, let's tighten it up.
Maybe 10.
It's a very good chance, yeah.
All right, wrap it up, boys.
Next week. I'm Jono. Suck brick, Joe.
Keep the change of filthy animals.
Good night, Tommy Bear.
Study your math.
Among the first to start, the tWoTcast was so smart to lovingly bash our favorite books. But that was long ago, and now they've grown the show, and now they got us in their hooks. Don't throw coins to these bastards, they need bars of gold at least. Someone please keep them afloat. Now let's listen as they once again ramble through a book. Let's get a fucking quote. One of them is Tom, but he is barely on. Sometimes he calls into the show. Another one is Jono. Is he their joker? Oh no. And Joe, is he the stupid one? Welcome to the tWoTcast. We will share our love for books and all our hate in every episode. We'll entertain you, make you laugh so hard you barely can stand up. That is the tWoTcast code.